You live until Christmas. God grant you happiness and health through the coming year. Each person continues around the table. Now also another kind of interesting is that the head of the household again will take an apple, and it's called Eden's fruit. The father cuts a piece for all. Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit in an act of disobedience that involved all of us. We all have the repercussions from that. But it required the birth of the Savior and for our salvation, of course, and then to redeem us from sin and show us kinship with all of his family. There again, it's not only a spiritual thing, it shows man's need for, for food and for the friendship between all of us. So the apples, the father would take one and then pass it, and they take a piece and pass it. The apple and the wafer again symbolize the unity and connection of the family of man. No alcohol is served at Kucius. They make up for that afterwards. Christmas Day, the next day usually is much more, but Christmas night, Kucius is solemn. So basically, some of the foods that we used to have too are called shlizukas. Shlizukas were raised breads. They were like rolls, dinner rolls like this. And
Shlizukas?
Shlizukas, yeah. Shlizukas. And what they, Grandma used to make those, and then for the main meal, it would be that marinated herring with shlizukas, and that was our meal. And, but they were good. They were about that big, and she soaked them in a big pot with that butter and cream sauce. So that would be hot. And then for dessert, mine bombed last year.
That wasn't on the Jenny Craig diet, though, was it?
Huh?
That
No.
wasn't on the Jenny Craig diet.
But for dessert, it would be something very simple, like the tiny, tiny ones that would probably be about as big as your nail. And she'd have those in cold milk, sugar, or honey, and sprinkle with poppy seeds. So that would be, a bowl of those would be dessert.
It's the same
simple.
base bread
It's the
as the big
same
ones.
bread, only it's the size of it, yeah. So, pretty much that's it. And then after that, everyone, the end of the meal, they just say, Svekas Jesu Giminis. And that means hail to the newborn Jesus. Everyone that sort of.
One more time? Yes.
Svekas, you say Svekas means cheers too.
Svekas.
That's when you say Svekas, yeah. But it means hail. Jesu, Jesus. Giminis. Giminis means you're born. When you, Gimini, born. The newborn Jesus. So usually there's no Christmas tree, but a big branch is sometimes put up in the corner. And Grandma Julia said that on River Street, that's what they had. They never had a tree. They had a big pine branch and they put it up in the corner and just put their homemade ornaments on it, feathers, nuts, nests, bird nests, that type of natural things that you'd find on it. And, games where they had stories and prognostications. Boy, they like to tell. They were spiritual people, but boy, did they like to tell stories, and boy, they were into all these superstitions and stuff that was kind of funny, some of the things. So they enjoyed that, and then, of course, they would go to midnight mass. It was also called the Shepherd's Mass, as the shepherds were the first to worship Jesus after midnight. In the Lithuanians, during the occupation by the Reds, the freedom fighters of Lithuania, they still would go deep, deep in the forest and have their masses way deep, so they wouldn't be detected by, the communists, or even the Nazis that were there too. So basically, that's what many of us celebrate. If not the whole thing, parts of it.
Very cool.
So, but it is, it's a very